claiming he had one bad leg. The defendant was read the DIC and declined to provide a sample, and a blood search warrant was signed and executed.
Mr. Hernandez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Can you see if he has any prior DWIs, please?
Yes, Judge. I see no prior DWIs.
I would venture a guess that it's damn elementary that you're not supposed to have alcohol in the car. I am now taking away your privilege to drive. You will be signing an affidavit with me today, promising you're not going to drive, and I don't give a rat's behind what is going on in your life. If I find that you drive, and I don't care if there's a burning building and you have to save 50 children, I can have a contempt hearing. And every time you drive, you can be facing up to 6 months in jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand? Do not drive for any reason. You are Samuel Escobedo. Sir, you are charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
On January 26, 2025, at approximately 12:31 a.m., the officer observed the vehicle on East Sam Houston Parkway turn southbound in front of the officer, making a wide right turn and entering his lane of travel, forcing him to slow to avoid a potential collision. The officer observed the vehicle swaying within its lane and within the vicinity of another motorist. The vehicle accelerated to a high rate of speed of 61 miles per hour in a 45 mile per hour zone, and a traffic stop was then initiated. The officer made contact with the defendant and observed glossy eyes, slurred speech, and odor of an alcoholic beverage. The defendant stated he was coming from a party where he had 2 shots and center fields of right tests were conducted. HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 3 out of 8, one leg stand 2 out of 4. The DIC was read and the defendant refused to provide a breath specimen, and an inventory search was conducted, and the officer found 2 Modelo's cold to the touch and mostly empty, and 1 pint of vodka. The passenger advised the vodka was hers and the beers were the defendant's. Blood search warrant was signed and executed.
Drinking while driving?
Yes, Judge, cold to the touch.
Mr. Escobedo, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm now also ordering you not to drive at all. Do you understand? Sir. You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising you're not going to drive. If I find that you do, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you get.
This is where the courtroom gets heavy. The complainant says she was punched multiple times in the face. In domestic cases, the judge's protective orders aren't just legal, they can be life-saving.
I've known him for a long time. I know his family, and he works at the refineries right now. It would be onerous on him to not be able to drive, and Your Honor, my client would be requesting if maybe there was some alternative, potentially a machine in the car to make sure that he's...
You know, I mean, he's 19. There's alleged 2 cold beers he's drinking while he's driving. No. I want you to appreciate the absolute privilege it is to drive. It's not a right. You want a right, take your Dodge Patas and you can do that. No. If after a while you can show me that he appreciates it proactively, right, and I get it, then we can talk. But until that point, I don't care what you're doing. I don't care if there's a burning building, you have to save 50 children. You drive. It's really not going to go well for you. Do you understand? Mr. Ellis, let me read something to you. This is why the magistrate did not give you a PR bond in this case. Defendant on a 3-year deferred for a state jail felony since 3/21/24 allegedly stole CBD disposables. In this case, the witness called to report a man dancing around and waving a firearm in the air at the 5900 Long Drive in Houston, Texas. Law enforcement officers arrived, saw defendant matching the description as sitting at a bus stop, saw butt of gun sticking out of his pocket. Law enforcement officers told defendant to put his hands up. Defendant instead reached for his gun. Do you know how many people die from that very thing right there? Watch the news every single day in America. A young person dies just because of that very thing right there. Law enforcement officers struggled with the defendant as he continued to reach for the firearm, finally got him cuffed after approximately 6 minutes, then recovered a loaded .45 pistol from his pocket. One law enforcement officer injured during the struggle pushed against the wall of the bus stop, sustained minor abrasions. Could have been another assault of a peace officer, which is a third degree.
Classic DWI defense. I only had a few drinks. But 3 beers and 2 vodka mixes? That's not a few. That's a cocktail menu. Be honest, do you think he thought he could pass the sobriety test?
2019, and he didn't have court until they didn't realize or didn't come to anyone's attention until he got this one. Then the officer told him, you have something open in Tarrant County, you may want to contact them. That's when he contacted them, and then he told them, yeah, come to court for that. So it kind of fell by the wayside. I don't know what happened.
For something. You get about a list of documents this high from lawyers advertising to you that you have an open case. I have to imagine that he knew about the open DWI in Tarrant County. Now he picks up another DWI. Now we're on a second bond violation report.
He's on probation over there now, Judge, and he'd be on a 2-year probation here.
No, this is not a good deal, man. I think that we're setting him up.
I think once he does the TRAS, and if they recommend SoberPro, which they most likely will, I think he'll be getting the help that he needs. I mean, he's 25 years old, so he understands that he'll have to.
I think that I would prefer to do it first. You know,
what do you mean?
Do the TRAS first, so we know exactly what, because I mean, I would require, because of the nature, I'm going to do a repeat offender DWI education class number 1. I had no idea that he has an open one. Now he's got 2 BVRs. I don't think I'm ready to do this today.
Okay.
Not only that, you're on your second bond violation. You're continuing to consume alcohol, and you have an open DWI in another county. It's unacceptable.
Well, that one's closed now, Judge. He's on probation.
I understand.
He's on probation.
But he's on probation. I mean, he's had it open. He's now on probation, and he's a week ago he's consuming alcohol still.